Somehow I feel like it's very unique to have lectures in INCEIF, because both of them are coming, some of them academicians, and some of them coming from the practitioners people. So we have like a holistic environment in our classes. Like for the academicians, that tend to give us more theory, but in addition to that, the practitioners lecturers are providing us the real situation that we are going to face in industry soon.
One of the most disturbing facts at the time was the fact that there is a lack of the human capital in the Islamic finance industry. My search actually led me to Malaysia. I thought, why not Malaysia? It is a pioneer, as it has Islamic financial institution, it has regulations that dates back to 1983. The Islamic financial system runs in parallel with the conventional, so I came here for the CIF program. I completed my CIF program, and I just joined the PhD program. INCEIF has if you can say, it has a good mix of academicians, so it tries to bring the industry and the academia together. So we have some of the best professors, the best authorities in the field of Islamic finance. After my studies at INCEIF, I would be going back home, inshallah.
When it comes to Islamic finance, it has enabled the industry and the academia to come together. At INCEIF, you can get exposure to both the theory as well as the practice at the same time. As a postgraduate level, you can learn from. Because it's completely different when it comes to postgraduate level, you need to be exposed more to the practice, to the industry, more than the theory. Malaysia in general is known to be a hub for the Islamic finance, and INCEIF is known to be the leading within Malaysia when it comes to Islamic finance.
Basically, I choose Malaysia for studying Islamic finance. The reason why is in the practical way. I mean, a lot of Middle East country and other Western country, they provide Islamic finance to their institution. But still, in Malaysia is one of the best country to the practical Islamic finance is implemented. Islamic banking system is become a global, and then Korea cannot survive or cannot continue their business without Islamic finance. I mean, now we have we make lots of contract between Middle East, or lots of trade or investment between Middle East and Korea. But still, most of Korean people barely don't know what is Islamic finance actually. And if I become an expert of Islamic finance, maybe I can help to make a deal with the Middle East from Korea. The lecturers doesn't give only the lecture, but they share their experience. The reading a book we can do at home. Of course, I strongly believe that my studying in INCEIF and graduate this course will help me a lot to deal with my future.
When I study in INCEIF, I find good lecture because more of them come from the bank. More of them was director of bank. More of them has good experience about Islamic banking and finance. And also, they working at conventional bank and Islamic bank. INCEIF, I think, is the best place for Islamic banking and finance because it's connected to Negara Bank.
So I did some research online and found INCEIF. And I found that it's the only university in the world that focuses solely on Islamic finance. I find the lectures are very good, very informative. There's always debate between classmates with the lecturers actually facilitating the debates. So there's always, you know, that camaraderie which is developed amongst the students, where we all understanding, getting new information from each other. Since we all have different backgrounds, we have different ideas, we're brought up differently, coming all together in the same class, all these views are coming together and we're each getting a new perspective of the same thing, which is absolutely brilliant. The qualification we get here at INCEIF, it's unparalleled in my opinion. There's nothing like it anywhere else, you know. If you're going back into South Africa, the financial professionals all over the world don't actually have the Sharia understanding, the Sharia principles. They get experience on the job, but they don't get the base principles of understanding. And I believe INCEIF provides that to us, so that we can go out into the world and actually revolutionize the Islamic finance industry a bit more, get it to go in the right direction, instead of just you know, trying to make things look Islamic.
It has just specifically master's, PhD, and CFP programs. I have to say that I enjoy these lectures a lot, and I even have favorite lecturers and lectures. So I can say that they are very well educated and they are very well prepared for leading the lectures.
An institution of international standard that will be able to provide me with the needed knowledge, understanding, and expertise that will be able to meet the world market in the practice of Islamic finance. And during the period of my search, I came across INCEIF. The level of the lecturers that are with high level of expertise, knowledge, and exposure that will be able to provide the best knowledge in terms of Islamic finance, and for that reason I've chosen INCEIF. We had moments where we cross-fertilize ideas, where we exchange ideas. Sometimes we have divergent opinions, but we have the best guidance from the facilitators. From my analysis, the qualification from INCEIF has gained a lot of acceptance anywhere in this world. So I believe anybody with qualification from INCEIF can stand out among many people with knowledge and expertise in Islamic finance when we get to the labor market.
Actually, I was about to go to UK to pursue my master program in the Islamic finance, but then my friends from UK who was doing a PhD program in the UK, he recommended me to go to INCEIF. I googled the INCEIF and I found that the curriculum in the INCEIF are more complete. Not only two ways, not only people asking questions to the lecturers, but also it is real interactions. It is us, it is the students can raise an opinion.
And I looked all over the place, and finally I found INCEIF. Actually, we got a very high qualified lecturers here in INCEIF, especially in the master's and PhD level, and the experience from Malaysia, which is very advanced. And go back to my country,
The basic reason why I selected INCEIF was because INCEIF is very much involved into industry as well. It is just not an academic institution. It would be really an injustice if you say INCEIF is just an academic institution. This is actually one of the reasons why I found INCEIF a good decision after coming and joining the institution. Major reason is that most of the lecturers are coming from some professional background. They're not just teachers. They have got good experience from the industry, either it be banking or capital market or anything. So, or some of them are even chartered accountants. The basic motto, which the main aim of INCEIF is to build up the students with spirit of Islamic finance rather than producing the individuals and professionals who are quite mechanical and technical about the field as back in conventional field. So they're not just looking forward to make professionals, but thinkers who can make the products better.
I think the lectures are quite useful, and so far I've gained quite a lot, because every day, and when I first come here, in terms of Islamic finance and my expectation and what I've learned so far is completely different, because the fact that I lived in UK all my life, I kind of have a feeling where I kind of thought in terms of Islamic finance it's just different structure, but then as I get into it and understand more thanks to the lecturers, then I realize obviously there's major difference. I think the future is bright at the moment, and after inshallah I completed this, there will be few options available, and one of them can quite simply be taking part of the banking industry. There's also takaful and sukuk in terms of doing your own business. So I think the future looks bright at the moment in a halal way. Me as a human being, it gives me the opportunity to know more about Islam and more, you know, how to obviously do business in the Islamic way and how to apply it Islamically, and in compared to what I know before, which was all about, you know, conventional and interest-based. So yes, most definitely.
INCEIF mainly because of the reason that it's backed by the Malaysian Central Bank, and that automatically gave me in my head a bias towards INCEIF, positive bias, that any institution which the central bank is backing would have more credibility in the industry, as well as it would be more industry-oriented program rather than a purely academic and theoretical studies. If you go to any other Islamic finance school, one of the biggest problems, even in Pakistan we have Islamic financial education, the problem is that unfortunately the school focuses on the school of thought which that country promotes or which the country follows. So, but I was told that INCEIF is more liberal with it, and it tries to have a comparative approach. The INCEIF has been able to attract some of the best faculty members, some of the best brains in Islamic finance. Organizations are looking towards Islamic finance. That is basically the chance where Islamic finance industry can pitch itself. I personally feel that Islamic finance boils down to one single thing, that is a financial system which is based on justice and equality.
And I did some research about Islamic finance, and I actually had a chat with our current PCO on the phone, and I was seeking some advice as to where is a good place to start building a career in Islamic finance, and he has advised me, you know, INCEIF. And of course, Malaysia is the, you know, hub of Islamic finance.
So I see INCEIF, it's represent the Islamic finance here. It's also big professors teach us here. We have lots of students from all over the world We met together, we discussed our Islamic finance, how to improve it. Really, it's very interesting because who teach us came from industrial background plus from the educational background. So it's met together, they teach us very comprehensive material, very important material.